Hi there. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. My name is Dr. Angel Kreitz. I'm president of New Covenant University. I'm on this evening because I'm teaching a class here on Zoom. We at NCU train Christian leaders in the fields of theology, education, counseling, and entrepreneurship. Our website is ncu.education. That's N as in new, C as in covenant, U as in university, ncu.education spelled all the way out. And if you like what you hear tonight, share, like, comment, post, whatever, this video, but also text me and let me know that you like it. We have a phone number and a WhatsApp that's textable. It is 615-948-2212. I look forward to hearing from you and hearing the feedback from this class. Now tonight, I've been teaching our Intro to Leadership course, and I taught about the 5 things that people need to know about leadership, and then I taught about what every leader needs to know. And then last night's teaching was incredible. I got a lot of feedback on it. It's called the 12 Seasons of Leadership. Now tonight, we're going in a different direction. We're going the Leadership 5, and they are the top most interesting things that you need to be aware of as a leader. It's a personal development class for leaders in all aspects, in all areas. So enjoy, and let me know if you'd like to hear more from me, or if you'd like to order these notes. Simply text that number I gave you or go on my website and request them. For a soft copy, it's a $5 donation. And for the hard copy to be mailed to you, it's a $10 donation made to our donate page at ncu.education. There are aspects of leadership to contemplate when stepping into our assignment each and every day, guys. We always have to create worlds for others to live in. Let's talk about the first thing, the 10 laws of leadership. Yesterday we talked about 4 laws, and today we're going to expand that to 10 laws, the 10 laws of leadership. Number 1, you can only live what you know. You can only live what you know. That's why it's important to explore. That's why it's important to ask questions. That's why it's important to try new things, to be in different environments. Someone once told me when I started out seeking information about being a leader or seeking perspectives on leadership, they once told me, a $20 cup of coffee in a 5-star restaurant is better than a $50 steak in a 3-star restaurant. If you want to learn about things that are excellent, about things that are nice, about a different level of life that you don't know about, be willing to invest in things that you don't quite understand yet. And so I started doing that. I put myself in different environments. You only live what you know. It's important to explore. Number 2, you will only reproduce who you are. You will only reproduce who you are. That's why it's important to maintain and to develop and maintain a strong relationship with God. The very most important thing a Christian leader can do is hear the voice of God, but the second most important thing a Christian leader has to do is to reveal the nature of God. If you don't have a good, solid relationship with Him, if you aren't that person, if there isn't enough of you in Him, or in you, if there is not enough of Him in you, oh, Jesus. Y'all pray for me tonight. How are you going to reveal that? How are you going to reproduce that? We want to reproduce sons and daughters for kingdom. Number 3, the only difference between leaders is what they know. The only difference between leaders is what they know. There are not 3 leaders who know the exact same thing. Every leader knows something different. It's important that if you're a leader, you're a learner. You're constantly in the mode of learning. Learning. The very best leaders are humble enough to ask questions and admit they don't know. Sometimes someone will bring me a question, and I have been in the habit of saying, you know what? I appreciate you asking that. I just need to find out more about that. I need to ask the questions to my mentor. I need to go and read more about that. Or I don't know about this, but I know someone who does. It's okay. Number 4, what you know is connected to who you know. What you know is connected to who you know. If you ever heard that adage, your understanding comes from who you're standing under. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You must know people smarter than you are, more capable than you are. How are you going to grow? How are you going to grow? I've known many leaders who are afraid to hire people or to have people under them that know more about a particular thing than they do. They like being the alpha in every situation. Me, I think it makes me pretty smart to hire people that are smarter than me. Number 5, a leader knows conduct permitted is conduct taught. Whether we like to admit it or not, we teach people how to treat us. We teach people how to treat us. I had a young lady come to me one time and said, you know, I just have an attitude with you. And I said, oh, sorry to hear that. And she's like, and she told me, she said, it's not you, it's me. I'm just mad at the world, and I guess you just get my attitude. And I said, you know, just because I'm a nice person does not mean that that's okay for you to treat me in less than a polite way. Learn this phrase, folks. Learn this phrase. Your feelings are valid, but the way you're treating me because of them is not. What we want to do is teach our people to have a culture of honor no matter how they're feeling. Is it okay to be vulnerable and transparent? Yes. Someone asks how you're doing. They can be honest. They can say, I'm not feeling well today. I'm not 100%. But they still must be honoring. And we can honor them by saying, you know what? We appreciate that you've said that. Please go home. Let us cover for you. Rest. Let us bring you a meal. There's a way that things can be handled. Never permit dishonoring conduct within your facility or within your world. Number 6, the atmosphere you permit determines the product you produce. The atmosphere you permit determines the product you produce. Do you have an overly casual atmosphere? Do you have one that's in disorder, disarray? Do you have one that's confusing to people? What kind of atmosphere do you permit? I've known Christian leaders who permitted their congregants to openly criticize the pastor's sermon as he was preaching it. That led to a lot of confusion. I've known Christian leaders who have allowed their people to mill about and talk to each other during the worship service. That does not teach honor to the most important presence in the building. Call me old-fashioned, but I believe that God is a God of order and God is a God of honor. Miss Deborah, thank you so much for watching. I don't know if I greeted Bev Lomax, but I wanted to thank you for watching. Number 7, you can never complain about what you permit. Don't complain about what you permit. I remember talking to, sometimes people, how can I say this? I want to say it so carefully, but I'm not. I'm just going to tell you. For years and years and years, an usher in the church put tap water inside of a beautiful glass and put it on the pulpit for years. For years. He was accustomed to this for several decades, for 2 decades at least. And I remember talking to some of the speakers, some of the leaders who were, who that glass was for, and they would say, hey, we aren't drinking out of that glass. I'm like, why? And they said, we don't like the taste of the tap water. And I said, have you told the usher this? And they said, no, but we don't want to hurt his feelings, da-da-da. So one day I went to the usher and I said, hey, just so you're aware, no one likes the water that you're putting in that glass, and you probably didn't know that. You probably are doing that because it's an act of honor toward the people who are speaking, and it's just such a thoughtful thing to do. But how about if we switch it up to a bottle of tap water? And he said, well, sure, I'm happy to do that. Things can be corrected so easily, and I think that we overcomplicate things a little bit. But it's okay to correct things, because if you don't, what you're saying is that you're permitting it. You're allowing it. Number 8, what you tolerate will never change. What you tolerate is never going to change. Number 9, you will never correct what you are unwilling to confront. I just think we should normalize being respectful and confronting things at the same time. Now, I've seen confrontation happen in a very disrespectful way. I don't agree with that at all. In fact, I think that leads to a very toxic situation. I think that no matter where you are in the church, who you are with, even in the workplace, you should provide a safe place for everyone to express their ideas and their thoughts, as long as they do it respectfully. The minute they don't do it respectfully, it has to be shut down. But confrontation should be embraced. In fact, in our university, we have books that and we have classes that we teach people how to confront. We have crucial conversations and crucial confrontations that we use as curriculum to teach people, teach leaders how to confront and how to converse with people and say the hard things. You can't be a leader and not say the hard things. Number 10, a leader knows those who do not respect your time will neither respect your counsel, opinion, or authority. Someone who does not respect your time will not respect any part of you. I remember being in the position one year where I was able to find donors who help scholarship some of our students. And and they would receive partial scholarships, as is the norm at New Covenant University. Sometimes people will be halfway through their year and they'll realize, hey, there's an extra payment on my account that's being made. Hey, there's something going on with my account. I didn't make those payments. And I say, well, no, that is someone donating toward your account, toward your tuition, because we try to find donors all the time to help with the cost of tuition. And I remember there being 2 or 3 students that were completely underwritten by another donor, and they did not respect that. They did not have their assignments completed correctly. They did not attend classes the way they should have. They did not appreciate what was given to them, and they did not respect the university. It's the little indicators. All of the people who received small scholarships said, wow, thank you so much. That's so amazing. The 2 or 3 students that received full scholarships never said a word. And they also didn't respect any other part. It's in the little things. It's in the little things. Let's talk about a leader's time. Hello, Aretha. Nice to see you. Good to see you. I believe I remember you from Pastor Maycock's church. Pastor Maycock's church. Good to see you. Did I get it right? I'm not sure. A leader's time. A leader understands that patience is a weapon that forces any deception to reveal itself. Patience is a weapon that forces any deception to reveal itself. Someone may look really good to begin with. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. You'll figure out their kinks. Someone may look really rough to begin with. Wait for it. You'll see their depth and their beautiful heart. Patience. Be patient. Don't automatically plug people into important positions because they look good and they present well. Number 2, a leader lives in today, plans for tomorrow, and does not live in regret. I am half a century old, and I have one regret for my whole lifetime. I wish I had chosen differently one time. One time. I think we all have at least one, but I don't live in that. Living in regret is living in yesterday, and yesterday don't pay. You will never get a return on the investment of regret. Let it go. Let it go. You chose the best card out of your hand at the time. Just let it go. Forgive yourself. Number 3, a leader stops trying to make sense of people's nonsense. That is a big time waster, is when you're trying to make sense of people's nonsense. I have so many people who call me, well, not so many right now. I guess I've developed a reputation, but I used to have so many people who would call me with emergency situations. And sometimes I thought to myself, they're in an emergency right now because of the choice they made. But I was too kind to say that. I'd say, listen, let's not do anything. Let's just sit on this and pray about this for 24 hours. I'm going to sit on it, pray over it 24 hours. Now, I could see that they were walking in nonsense. Their mind wasn't right. Their perspective wasn't right. But instead of correcting them while they're in an emotional place, I said, let's pray about this. Let's sit on it for 24 hours. And most of the time, they develop the correct perspective. Don't try to reason someone out of their nonsense. Your time is more valuable than that. Number 4, something you are doing daily is creating what you are becoming permanently. Something you are doing daily is creating what you are becoming permanently. A habit is going to take you further than desire. A habit says, I'm living in order. I'm doing this correctly. A desire says, this is what I want to do. Until you create the habit of drinking water every day, that desire for that Coca-Cola is going to keep you from it. Oh, I'm sorry, that Pepsi-Cola is going to keep you from it. We have a student who's into Coca-Cola. Pray for her, y'all. Pepsi is much better. I can't convince her.
Dr. Angel?
Yes.
Two things rule. Number 1, Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Number 2, a Samsung phone.
Oh.
I don't have my doctor machine here to back me up.
Doctor,
so yeah.
You know, Apple users are... I'm just telling you. I'm on a Mac right now. Oh, heavens. 5, a leader's success is hidden in their daily routine. A leader's success is hidden in their daily routine. One of these days, we're going to talk about the 8 ingredients to a perfect day. The 8 ingredients to a perfect day. But I will tell you that you have to make time for every aspect of your well-being. You have to have a time of activity, physical activity. You have to have a time for spiritual growth. You have to have a time for intellectual growth. You have to have a time for producing so that you can create an income flow. You have to have a time for creativity. You have to have a time for rest and enjoyment. And a lot of people don't realize that you have to intentionally create slots in your schedule for all of that. A lot of people's idea for enjoyment is to sit in front of the television, and that's great if you're not feeling well or if you're not capable of physically doing something, but honestly, it does not provide much growth, and I know people who watch TV often who are still exhausted all the time, so obviously it does not do much for rest. Someone called me last night around 11 o'clock. I answered the phone, and they go, "Hey, you were asleep, weren't you?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, "How did you know?" And they said, "Because I can hear Andy Griffith playing in the background, and knowing you, you probably didn't make it through the theme song." I said, "You're right, you're right." Oh my goodness. Let's talk about a leader's language. A leader's language. Now, y'all don't go by me. No. I try real hard. Number 1, understand this. Your words make thoughts permanent. Your words make thoughts permanent. You know, to some people, probably more than you realize, to some people, your words are like life to people. It shocks me and amazes me the number of churches I go into, the number of places of employment I go into, and all I have to do is make observations. In my world, I've normalized speaking life to people. I've normalized that. The Bible says several times in the New Testament, encourage one another, bless one another with your words, lift each other up. And I really believe the Bible. So I think it's a good practice. And I go into places, and I'm a big people lover. So I will say, hey, you are amazing. I love the way you blah, 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 blah. I see that you have fantastic leadership skills because you blah, 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 blah. I feel safe when I'm around you. I feel heard and listened to. People feel seen when you do that. And your words make thoughts permanent. So when the enemy comes and attacks their mind, as he does, your words will also echo in their mind. Think about that. That's the kind of leader I like to be. The world is a hard place, and if you can make it easier on someone, that's better. Now, on the flip side of that, if you are in the habit of being critical, those thoughts will become permanent too. If you're in the habit of venting to people who can't help you solve your problems, I'm not talking about sorting out your problems with another trusted person. I'm talking about just venting and never asking how you can do things, never problem solving in that, just venting. You're also making those thoughts permanent. God has not called us to that. Watch your mouth. Number 2, your words plant seeds in the imagination of others. Your words plant seeds in the imagination of others. You as a leader can inspire others. You can say, what if we did this? I wonder what it would be like if we had a banner that had our logo on it. Or I can really see you working with children in a capacity of, a drop-in daycare. Your words plant seeds in the imagination of others. Again, on the flip side, I wonder if that person is going to bars after they're done going to church. I wonder if that person has a secret life we don't know about. Watch your words there. Number 3, choose your words carefully. What has been spoken cannot be unspoken. What has been spoken cannot be unspoken. That's why you never share, as a leader, really as anyone, you never share what you want other people to forget. If I made a mistake when I was in my 20s, I'm not going to keep telling the story now. Because I want other people to forget that I made that mistake. Your words give longevity to everything spoken. Don't talk about what you don't want others to remember. Number 4, never use 10 words when one will do. People will forget most of them anyway. Someone cited to me, a couple of people, I don't know what it was, but someone was talking about the book Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Fine. Great book. Great premise to the book. I read the book. And whenever someone tells me about that, if they've read it, I say, I've read it, but it's like they're beating a dead horse. They re-explain the same thing over and over and over again. And they laugh because they know it's true. I would rather read a 60-page book that just gave me the notes and clearly helped me understand the context than I would a 600-page book with stories proving the same point over and over again. Write a biography if you want me to know about your life. Don't. Number 5, develop clarity in your conversation. Learn how to tell stories. Learn how to share your experiences so that it's clearly understood. Learn how to give instructions. I had a mentor one time who used to say, listen, I would like a glass of water with 4 ice cubes in it. Not 3, not 5. I want 4 ice cubes in a glass of water. Very clear. I understood. Got it. People are afraid to be that clear, but it's okay. You can do that. Number 6, as a leader, you will always be remembered for the feeling you created. Your words are the seeds of feelings.
Dr. Angel, ma'am, my number 6 is your words are the seeds of.
Your words are the seeds of feelings.
Thank you, ma'am. Sorry.
That's okay. As a leader, you will always be remembered for the feeling you created. Understand that how you say a thing is as important as what you say. The last thing you want to do is be corrective in a condescending way, even if they're absolutely positively wrong. You want people to feel positive about being corrected. And it is possible to make people feel positive about being corrected. I remember working in a preschool, and I used to have the unsavory responsibility of letting people go occasionally. If anyone knows me, I do not like to do that. So I was this kind of boss. I used to go call my friends who had different, like the manager of a fast food restaurant, the manager of a retail store, someone who had a hostess job in their nicer restaurant, someone who had an opening in their bowling alley, someone who had an opening in their party store, like different. I would have 5 or 6 of my friends. I'd say, hey, do you have any positions available for that you can interview for or whatever? And some of them would say, yeah, I got that. I was like, okay. And I would explain to them, this person is not fitting in here. They're not understanding the culture here. They're not, connecting with the children well, but I have to let them go. And they said, that's fine. I'd get applications from all these places, put them in a file, take the file to the meeting. Say, hey, you know what? I really enjoy you. You are a great person, and this is why. But I feel like this is not a great space for you. Like you would thrive so much better if it were a different position with different responsibilities. And I called 5 of my friends, and this is what is available to you. And there are 3 of them that pay $1 more an hour. Oh, cool. Wait, are you sure? Yeah, no problem. I never once had someone get mad at me or cry over getting fired. But that's in essence what I did. Learn to correct. Learn that your words are seeds of feelings. Learn to say things in a positive way. A leader's presence. Let's talk about that. A leader's presence. People see you before they hear you. People see you before they hear you. We're humans. We make a judgment the first 30 seconds that we see somebody, if it takes that long. Usually it's 10. We make a judgment about that person. If you see someone in a policeman uniform, your judgment is that's a policeman. That's not really who they are. That's what they do. But that's the judgment we make. You only have one opportunity for a first impression. Just one. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out of your way to look some kind of spectacular, wear name brands, whatever. But I'm saying when you're in a position of leadership, bring the best version of yourself. Bring the best version of yourself. Number 2, you are a walking message center. Your appearance should educate others, not require an explanation. Your appearance should educate others, not require an explanation. How are you dressed? Do you fit the position that you're in, or do you fit the position where you're going? Three, package yourself for where you are going, not where you have been. Package yourself for where you are going, not where you have been. Joseph did not go into the palace wearing his prison uniform. He didn't even look Hebrew. He dressed like an Egyptian when he went into the palace. Bible says he shaved. Hebrew people did not shave. In fact, they found it rather embarrassing to be shaven. They liked their hair. Number 4, you were a human being before you were a human doing. You were a human being before you were a human doing. A lot of people, when they discover their purpose, do you know what they do? They try to change themselves to match what they believe their purpose is. They say, well, I'm an expert communicator. I need to go on social media. I need to communicate. So I have to look this way. I have to talk this way. I have to act this way. I have a degree. I have to speak more intelligently. I have to do this. No, you can be your authentic self. God knew what he was doing. He not only made the characteristics that you have, he also shaped you. He knew what he was doing when he gave you that purpose. No one can carry your purpose like you, your authentic self. If you try to carry it like someone else carried theirs that has a similar purpose, it's not going to work. It's not going to work for you. I don't believe in systems. I tell people all the time, I don't believe in systems. You know, like do these 5 things if you want to. I don't think that works for everyone. We're not cookie-cuttered people. We are authentic, flesh and bone, individualized, uniquely and wonderfully made people. Be authentic. Be you. I learned that a few years back. That's why y'all love me so much. Where else can you go and hear someone talk like this in a college? And the last one, a leader's integrity. A leader's integrity. I can't emphasize this enough. Leadership is not just what happens when you're there. It's what happens when you're not. Do you know how to figure out what kind of leader you are thinking about going under when you go to a new church? Show up on a week where they're not there. Have they invested enough in the people around them to actually reflect who they are, who God is? Or is it in disorder, disarray, chaos? Are people getting mad at each other? Is the culture the same when they're absent as it is when they're present? Number 2, you don't reprogram people, you reprogram computers. People require a process, and you have to lead by example. Nothing will get you disrespected more than for you to have a rules for thee and not me attitude. Whatever you advise someone else in, you have to be willing to walk that yourself. Furthermore, understand that as a ministerial leader, whatever advice comes out of your mouth, whatever counsel comes out of your mouth, should be able to be shared with anybody. If you're a leader who says these words, don't tell anyone I told you this, then you're in the wrong. Because everything that comes out of your mouth should come from God and the Holy Spirit. Now, people will talk to you and you have to keep that confident. But if you advise someone and they need that for support, hey, I talked to my bishop, I talked to my pastor, I talked to my mentor, and they said, in this situation, I should do this. Expect that. That's okay. They should be able to do that. Don't ever ask people to keep a secret with what you tell them. You're not vulnerable with people who are proteges or who your congregants are. You're not vulnerable with them. That's your acquaintance circle. Yes, ma'am.
Question, Dr. Angel, ma'am. So somebody comes to you with something that's confidential, and the advice you're going to give them hopefully relates to that matter. So hypothetically, somebody comes to me and they're going to divorce their husband.
Okay.
And I counsel them on that. But surely what's coming out of my mouth is only for them. It doesn't have to be for everybody.
No,
Question.
that's up to them. That's up to them. If they don't want to share it, then that's fine.
Yeah, no. Oh, right. Oh, I just thought you meant that anything we counsel somebody, we ought to be able to say from the pulpit.
Oh, absolutely not. You have to keep a confidence.
So.
Yeah.
Of course.
You have to keep a confidence, but they should be able to say whatever it is you told them. So yeah, I'm glad you brought up divorce, because in divorce cases, like when someone comes to you, you should be able to communicate with them well enough that they can share it with someone. For instance, if someone came to me and they said, there's absolutely no hope for my marriage, I would like to get a divorce from my husband, the first thing I will say is, have you talked to them about the problems in your marriage? And if they say no, then I send them back. You have to talk to them. You have to give them an opportunity. They come back to me, they say, hey, I talked to them, they didn't listen. So then I will say, okay, what we need to do is I need to come with you. According to Matthew, I think it's 18. I need to come with you. 2 people need to go and talk to them if they aren't listening to you. because the whole point is reconciliation, right? And we need to come up with a plan. If that person still does not hear you, now the Bible says take it before the church. I don't know if in today's modern culture we can do that without ripping apart our church. But something needs to happen. And whatever I advise them at that point, I have to be careful. Because I might say, it looks like that there is a toxic situation. It looks like that there is a situation that's not reconcilable. I don't want you struggling in an abusive situation. Whatever it is I say, I have to have the understanding that that person may reveal it to other people. So everything I say has to come from Holy Spirit. Just understand that. I don't know if that was an extra bonus point in there. That might have been a bonus point. You just scribble that on the side of your paper. But let's go on to number 3. A leader knows an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. A leader knows that an error does not become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. I make errors all the time. I go back and correct it. I've made big, huge errors when I've had the wrong perspective, the wrong attitude, and I've always gone back to the person and said, hey, you know what? I really feel like I messed up here, and I wanted to come back to you and ask if there's anything I could do to make it right and to apologize, because I shouldn't have said that or I shouldn't have done that. And 8 times out of 10, they'll look at me like I'm an alien. They'll say, I didn't even realize that was incorrect. But yes. Number 4, leadership is not about power. Leadership is about empowerment. I am not a good leader until I know you are strong enough to lead as well. I am not a good leader until I know you are strong enough to lead as well. People say to me all the time, well, how does that work in a church? How does that work in a business? It's like everyone can't be a leader. Why not? Why not? They might not have the authority over some people. They may not have authority in certain places. But why can't we all be leaders? Why can't we have the mentality of a leader? The owner, for instance, taking ownership of something rather than having a servant mindset. Someone says, well, what's the difference? You're serving in both capacities. A son, someone who's an owner, will walk into a place, see and notice that something needs to be done and do it. The servant has to be told to do it. Everyone can be a leader. Everyone should be a leader. Everyone should be empowered. Everyone should have the confidence. Everyone should know their identity. Everyone should know that they fit into a place, that they belong. You're not a good leader until you empower those around you. Number 5, great leaders have no need for reputation. Reputation is what you are in public. Character is who you are in private. Reputation is what you are in public. Character is who you are in private. I can create a facade for the public eye. To a certain degree, even the most authentic people are not the same person in public as they are in private. Some people know me in a much deeper level than others. I could not possibly be vulnerable in front of the whole world. No one can. You can be authentic, but people will only catch glimpses of certain areas of your authenticity. They won't see you as a whole person. So yes, as a leader, you will have a reputation, but what you want to develop is your character. You don't want to be concerned with your reputation. Don't listen to that. Don't buy your own hype. If you have a reputation for being the greatest thing since Wonder Bread, and Wonder Bread, by the way, is pretty great. And I can't find it here in Ohio, but it's great. If you think that you are all that in a bag of chips, because that's what people say of you based on their very small image of you, then you're not going to grow. If you buy into what critics say about you, to the bad parts of the reputation that you have, you're not going to grow then either. So you may as well ignore your reputation and develop your character. I say it like this: live such an authentic life that when people say bad things about you, no one will believe them. Develop your character. Number 6, leaders know correction is the shortest road to success. What is the shortest road to success? Correction. Correction. Be willing to be corrected, even if it hurts your feelings. It's okay to be upset. Go back and think about it anyway. Now remember, we only receive correction from people who are invested in us. I hit on something last night and I thought, I'm going to add that to my teaching. But a lot of times when we're corrected by people who are invested in us, you know what happens? We get mad at them. Stop doing that. Don't do that anymore. Get mad at the people who don't know us who correct us. They don't matter. I think the reason we become angry is because we know there's a bit of truth to it. And we get a little upset at ourselves too. What is a leader? To answer the final question, what is a leader? It is simply one who knows what to do next. One who knows what to do next. Okay, on Facebook or Zoom, is there any questions? Can I answer any questions for you? No, looks like I have done my job well tonight. Well, I don't know who is still watching on Facebook, but I thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed this teaching. If you'd like more like this, visit our YouTube channel at New Covenant University. Just go to the YouTube website, type in New Covenant University, and you will see our logo in yellow on that. So New Covenant University on YouTube for tons more teaching. I just added 4 more teachings today. But thank you so much for joining me and watching. You guys have a great night.